Hey, BigHead! That's pretty dead on.
That was actually really good.
You can't help yourself.
She just has to say something
I had to ruin it.
during the intro. Welcome back, boys and girls. We are back here at the Hey BigHead show. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
What song is that?
Stained.
Oh,
Been a while.
you're right.
Yeah. Hey, Heather, what's going on?
I realize that we do that a lot. We'll say something, and if it's a song title, we'll sing it.
Yeah, that's our thing. That's one of our isms that we have. We have so many
Isms.
dumb, stupid, memorable isms.
Yeah.
Some have lost. We've lost on the wayside, but some we keep around, and yeah, we got some good ones. Also,
Been a while.
been a while. Heather, welcome back.
Wait, one of our isms is, guess what, Andrew?
What?
Bad boy for life.
Oh.
Bad boy for life.
Heather's been doing this ism for all day long so far, and it's getting on Brian's nerve.
Chester is a bad boy for life. Next episode, we're going to bring Chester on.
Chester is my cat, and we will not.
Yes, we will. I've already said it.
I have an important announcement, actually.
Okay.
I just turned 40, as we discussed in the last episode.
Yeah, you're going through a midlife crisis.
I'm getting myself a midlife crisis tattoo.
Yeah, it's not a tattoo.
That's
you
the
want to
thing.
get a whole sleeve.
It's an inner forearm sleeve.
Brian, tell him how dumb that is.
Hold on. Before Brian gets in, I sent it to Brian so he can take a look and see what it looks like. I washed it off already, so it just looks like my arm is dirty right now.
Mhm.
But we went to the John Wick Experience opening here at Area 15 in Vegas, and it's kind of like a somewhat of an escape room, but it's more along the lines of like an experience. Yeah, like a game. Yeah, there are actors there, and you kind of go through.
You're not escaping. You're just playing a game.
Right. If you're a fan of John Wick, absolutely, it's a must.
I mean, I've never seen the movie, and I enjoyed it.
I can't believe you haven't seen any of the John Wick movies or anything.
I've never seen Star Wars either. Brian's shaking his head right now.
We're all shaking our head.
You're lucky I don't know where the
Name a
negative
famous
button
movie.
sound is.
Name a famous movie. I probably have not seen it.
Godfather.
Never seen it.
Goonies.
Never seen it.
You've never seen
What?
Goonies?
No.
Heather.
I was actually going to text Jason and say the next escape room he does should be a Goonies escape room.
Because you would love to make some 3D art for that.
No, just because I think it would be really cool. That whole movie is like an escape room.
Name some more.
Titanic.
I've seen that.
You've seen
Hook.
that, of course.
No.
Brian loves Hook. Brian loves Peter Pan.
Is that-
You know that?
Brian loves Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
It's
big.
so funny. I love Peter Pan. I'm going to London.
Obviously
because-
not that much.
Clearly not.
Well, that's a live action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't fuck that. I don't do
Anyways,
cartoon.
we went to the John Wick Experience, and afterwards, when you finish the experience, you finish the game. There's this lady there who I think was there.
Not at the time.
Yeah, just for this opening ceremony thing. they
Don't
had.
get people going there for that.
And she was doing these airbrush tattoos. And they were small little tattoo stencil things. And you were the one that actually pushed me. And you were like, why don't you get all
I was like, you should get it so you could try and see if you like it.
And
I
she
regret
did my entire inner forearm here. And I loved it. I didn't even like
regret
it.
it.
I loved it.
I regret
To
that.
the point where I started sending pictures to my mom. She freaked out, even though she kind of knew it was fake, but still she freaked out a little bit. My dad.
What did your stepdad say?
My
I could tell
stepdad-
it was fake because your hair's on your arm.
Yeah, my stepdad zoomed in on the photo and he saw that I still had hair on my arm. And he knew that you would shave your arm or they would shave your arm before getting it. So he called my bluff on that. My dad actually was supportive. He said you can come up with something a little more creative, but he didn't hate it.
I feel like your mom is very conservative, though.
My mom is very conservative.
Your dad is not.
I don't think I could get any tattoo without her freaking out over it.
This is how much of a mama's boy Andrew is. If Andrew wants to do anything health-wise, he has to ask his mom before he does it.
The reason being, she's a wellness coach. She's certified
but, like,
nutritionist. She's got all these degrees.
Andrew will not
health
do
and wellness.
anything unless
Because I know nothing about health and wellness other than the bare bones basic. But yeah, pretty much.
mama's boy.
Sorry, I can't take that supplement because my mom won't let me.
That's exactly what Andrew says to his trainer.
I do.
I cannot take that supplement because my mom won't let me.
So Heather, we already have your vote on this, but Brian,
I'm not saying do it.
I know your vote is don't do it.
Yeah, I'm with your mom on that.
Brian is the ultimate deciding factor.
Brian,
I just sent you the photo, Brian. I'm not going to get that design, and we'll post it on social media so everybody can see it. But I want to hear your thoughts on it. Brian sleeved up.
I was going to say, you know what my decision is? Yes.
Do you regret any of the tattoos you got, Brian?
No.
I regret one.
Which one?
The one on my back because I don't like the way it flows with my arm tattoo.
What's the tattoo?
It says more than you think you are. It's a Matchbox 20 whatever.
That's not the reason you don't like it.
No, that is the reason why I don't.
The reason you don't like it is because Kyle Cook from Matchbox 20 saw it. Didn't you say it was a song or something? Or it was
No, it's an album title.
You said it was something, and he was like, "No, it's not." I think you said it was a song. Is it a
No.
song?
He said it's weird that you have the album title as a song when it's not a song. It's the album title, and I knew that, but I've always not liked it because it doesn't flow. It was two different artists who did my like quarter sleeve, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
And my back, and I don't like it was thicker lines on my back than it was thinner lines on my arm, and now I wish I could take that part off, laser it off, and redo it so it matches the style of my arm.
Did you like it even less when Kyle from Matchbox 20 said he didn't?
No.
I'm just saying, you get a tattoo of an artist of a band, and one of the band members says that's incorrect. I think that would
It wasn't incorrect. I purposely did that. I love that whole album, so I put the album, and I also like the saying, "You're more than you think you are."
Interesting.
Andrew, if you get a tattoo, I'll get one with you.
Hey!
You already have to get a tattoo with me, you asshole.
Because I haven't been tattooed in 12 years.
That's good news.
But you have no space left, I thought.
I only have one arm done.
He's got
Oh, I thought you... So what, are you going to get another arm?
Yeah, I want to get a tattoo for my son.
Brian was actually, we're just talking about this. Brian has a tattoo on his chest from the movie Spaceballs. And I realized that I've never seen Brian shirtless. And we've worked out together. We've known each other for a while. I feel like we would have seen each other at a pool or something like that. I've never seen Brian shirtless.
Never mind.
What?
I was going to say, Brian's never seen me shirtless.
Jesus. Brian subscribed to your Only Knees.
He's seen my knees then.
In your knees.
I'm just saying that's not an excuse to be like, oh, I haven't seen him shirtless. Like, why would you see Brian shirtless unless you went to a pool with him?
Unless we went to a pool, but I guess we haven't. But we'll have to change that this summer.
Oh,
Brian and I are
doing you right now.
Incorrect.
Heather, by the way, Spaceballs.
Yeah, why do you have Spaceballs tattooed on you? I don't even know
first
what Spaceballs is. It sounds so inappropriate.
Is a Star Wars parody movie made by Mel Brooks.
Okay, but why would you get Spaceballs? Why not just get Star Wars on you?
Spaceballs is a classic cult-like film.
Yeah, and it is.
But you have Star Wars tattoos?
No.
So that's even fucking weirder.
Well, that's why my tattoo for my son is going to be a Star Wars tattoo.
But that's for your son. You guys are stupid with
Do you know what you're going to get?
I don't yet.
Okay.
But I'm thinking maybe.
How about 3 months? Give it 3 months, and in 3 months you still want it, then do it.
I say you do it tonight.
No.
I say we do some shots and we go get tattooed.
Nope.
At the dirtiest, grimiest.
Andrew's supposed to get a bluebird tattooed with me.
Bluebird.
Bluebird. I'm a bluebird.
Kind of angry, kind of fussed up.
No, that's not how it goes. I'm a bluebird. I'm a bluebird. I have a nice round body and I like to show it. I'm a bluebird. I'm a bluebird. I'm a state bird of Idaho. I'm a bluebird. I'm a bluebird.
Do you want to tell people where that's from?
K-Flay.
K-Flay. During the pandemic, K-Flay put a video out, and it was one of those random songs that she made.
She just found a cute picture of a bluebird and she made it a song.
Little did she know that it had such an impact on you and I when we say it to each other.
I didn't tell you that.
5 years later.
I got Andrew a painting of a bluebird and it's hanging in his office because of it.
That's right. But anyways, yeah. Midlife crisis tattoo. But anyways.
I think you should do it. By the way. If you want, I'll do it. If you want, I'll tattoo you.
We could just get a tattoo gun on Amazon. I've done it. I have a tattoo from an Amazon
I've
gun
tattooed
right
2 of my friends, and I have 3 tattoos of myself that I did myself.
Listen, I love you.
What does it look like?
But
what, my tattoos?
Yeah.
They're on like my upper thighs.
Also
something Andrew's never seen.
I will not see.
Let's tattoo Andrew, like something small, Andrew. Let's do it on the podcast. We'll tattoo something small, like a smiley face, or
we can do that,
or a bluebird.
Yeah,
I'll draw the bluebird. I have someone in this world has my dice that I drew that do not look 3D on their leg, and I tattooed it on.
That poor bastard.
That poor bastard.
They have no idea what they got themselves into. So Heather, you yourself didn't have any midlife crises yet, but you did have a couple milestones. You turned
35.
35.
Yeah, I feel like I'm officially old.
Do you feel 35?
No.
What do you feel?
I feel like I'm
45. What?
I still feel like I'm in my 20s. Honestly, I feel like this age is probably my best year yet because I have money. I'm like, feel like I'm successfully, like I'm finally feel like I have success in both of my careers.
Life and career.
I got a lot of filler in my face. I got fake hair extensions. I'm looking pretty damn good right now. Honestly, I'm not mad about life.
I love that for you. That's great.
Yeah.
That healthy mindset is important, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And right around the same time of your actual birthday, you hit a pretty big social media milestone.
200,000 followers.
200,000 followers.
Funny.
How did that happen?
I watched the video. Well, first off, I was nowhere near 200,000 followers. I was like 2,000 people away. And I got
When?
like last week.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck, like I really want to hit 200,000 for my birthday. Like that's all I wanted. And it was getting so bad that I was only getting like 20 followers a day. And I was like, this is not good. So I found my most followed video that I posted last year around this time. And I reposted it on trial reels. And I got 1,500 new followers just from that. And then I did a video with Holly, and that got me 500 followers.
Holly Madison.
Yeah. And so now I hit 200,000 like within like a couple days.
You had a birthday party, and during the birthday party, you had 3 more people away, and then 2 more people.
People at my party, Brian, and was like, "Can you follow me? Can you follow me? Can you follow me?"
We were at Circa Swim, and the people
Stadium Swim.
Oh yeah, Stadium Swim at Circa, and the people in the cabana next to us, we pulled them over, and we're like, "Do you mind following Raised in Vegas?" And they did, and he was your 200,000.
I gave him a cupcake for following me.
Yeah,
I said, "Here you go."
that's pretty cool.
Thank
And
you
then,
for
and then he unfollowed you after.
Did he unfollow me?
I don't know.
I should go look.
Do
I
you
should go look.
know his name?
No,
Okay.
I gotta go find it.
But no, that's a big deal. And for people who aren't in social media, Brian would have probably been Brian's transitioned from non-believer to believer now
Because he has YouTube.
because he's a YouTuber, because he's an influencer himself. He's become the thing that he hated.
No.
He's a Star Wars influencer.
But the fact that you hit this milestone with a significant amount of those people here in Las Vegas, which is big. The fact that it's all legit, it's all real. You're not buying fake followers like others.
I did it in a year and 3 months.
And one, you get recognized all over town.
Every time we go out.
It's incredible.
Brian hasn't seen it yet. Have you seen it yet?
When people go up to Heather and they're like, "Are you raised in Vegas?"
No, but remember I had a friend of mine who ran into you. Who
Oh,
sent
that's
me a
right.
picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
And sent you a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my biggest Andrew and I went out to Barry's for my birthday. It's like tradition. I go to Barry's for my birthday. And I feel like that was my aha, I made it moment.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there, I took an edible. I was just there to eat a garbage salad and eat a steak and get my chocolate cake and call it a day.
It's called the garbage salad.
It's called a garbage salad.
Yeah.
And I posted on my story, "This is the best salad in Las Vegas," and tagged Barry's. And I would say within 15 minutes, the owner and Barry were at my table saying, "Happy birthday."
That was incredible.
Pretty fucking cool.
You posted the salad as you were at the restaurant, still eating, and then the 2 owners, Barry and I forgot.
I have his card. Oh my God, it feels like an asshole.
It's a unique name, but both incredible people and such nice guys. They came over and they're like, "Heather, we just wanted to introduce ourselves. We want to thank you for the promotions that you've given us."
And by the way, I've never been invited there. I've never asked for anything. I just literally have posted like it's my favorite steak restaurant in Vegas.
You never got paid by them or anything like
Nope,
that.
never been
It was just
invited.
you
nothing.
going in. And yeah, it was great. They brought out some incredible desserts. They showed us they gave us a tour of the kitchen. It was a lot of fun. And that was probably one of your top 10 power moves of that I've known you.
Really?
For sure. That was in the top 10 for sure. The fact that Barry came up to you and was like,
I know. I was
introduce
fangirling too. Like every time he walked by, I was like, "There's Barry.
Yeah.
There's Barry. There's Barry." And then when I could see him in the mirror, like kind of like hesitating behind our booth. And I was like, "Is this motherfucker about to come up to me? Is he about to really come up to me right now?" Because I could see it happening. You couldn't, but I could see it happening.
That's so funny. But no, anybody that's not in the social media world or doesn't care about social media analytics or followers, 200,000 may not be significant to them, but here in Vegas,
Because I wanted it to be a locals account.
and when it's your career, you're making money off this, and you have businesses reaching out to you, giving you money, this is a huge milestone.
Let's not get twisted though. I'm not making thousands of dollars.
No.
I like maybe get a collab once a month.
It's still a side hustle.
It's still a side hustle, but I enjoy doing it because I'm doing a lot of charity work. I'm showcasing small businesses. I'm doing fun shit. Like I'm happy with it. It's fun for me. The moment it becomes like an agonizing job that I don't want to do, then I'm probably going to just go find a new project.
There aren't that many people with 200,000 here in Vegas that are legit. Speaking of which, We don't. I don't know if you want to name names. We don't have to do that.
We don't need to name
We don't
it.
do that. But there are some people that will buy followers to build up their followers count. Other businesses see that they have a large following count. They don't necessarily dive into the analytics and the engagement and see if it's all legit or not. But what they do is they'll buy followers who will like a page of theirs, like maybe 1 or 2 videos, comment, "This is awesome." Some very generic.
Yeah. Okay. So
Why?
hang on, really quick. We're gonna make this a clip. Okay. This is a good clip. If you are a business and you're trying to hire an influencer, first off, go look at their following. Second off, if it's 150 to 1 million, check.
Followers.
Yeah, just check. What you need to do is see how consistent like their likes are. There's a thing called Social Blade where you can put the person's handle in, and it will tell you like what their engagement rate is and like if they're gaining followers. If they're losing followers, that means their account is probably not a good account for you to be hiring, because most likely it's because they bought a bunch of fake followers and now Instagram is cleaning house and it's getting rid of those followers. One. Two, if like, okay, no video is going to be the same. My average like count is about 1,000 likes on a video. Sometimes I get 5,000, sometimes I get 10,000. But if an account continuously has like 8,000 views, 8,000 views, 8,000 views, or 8,000 likes, 8,000 likes, 8,000 likes, 8,000 likes, that's probably fucking fake. Especially when their content is like, oh, here's a new restaurant, and then here's me pouring cereal into a cup or Tupperware container. Like, that doesn't make sense. Secondly, go look at the comments. If all the comments are like, wow, that looks cool. Oh, wow, that's neat. Oh, cool. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is fun. Oh, that's beautiful. If it's all the same comment, it's being bought. Those are bot comments. And if here's my other favorite part. I love doing this. If I think an influencer has a fake account, watch them post something and then check back an hour later. If they're still at like 10 likes, and then check back another hour later and they're still at 12 likes. And then all of a sudden, 5 hours later, they're at 8,000 likes. That's a fucking fake account. Fake account.
It's incredible that people still do that and think that
They're getting away with it.
they're getting away with it.
No fucking way, dude.
No.
No fucking way. And you know what? People are starting to get smart with it.
Good.
There's an account in town that's doing like auditing on all the influencers. And they're like posting like, is this account good? Is this account bad? And most of them are good. But the one person I'm talking about, it says spammy. And I'm like, I wonder why.
Do you want to talk about who not the spammy account, but who the audit account?
I don't know who the audit account is. I'm waiting for them to audit me and say my shit sucks or something, because I'm going to be like, false news. False news. I haven't bought in shit.
Damn right.
Damn right. I wish my engagement was a little higher. I think it's like at a 1 point something of my following is engaging. So that's not very good. But like hers says it's at 4% engaged. Well, that's because she's buying likes and comments. So I also think if you're getting that high of a ratio, it's probably not real. The average percentage is like 1 to 2%.
Interesting.
Fun fact.
Brian, over at Jawa Junction, your profile, are you all legit? Are you all natural?
Yeah, for the most part.
I mean, for the most part.
I mean, it's as she said, like some videos do really well. Like my last few videos have been garbage, but then I've posted one that like just blew up for no reason.
So yeah, it just if it's consistently the same amount of likes and the same amount of views on every single video, it's fake.
There you go.
There's no way. There's no way. I have videos that hit 500,000 and then the next video will hit 30,000.
The more you know. This is a lesson by Raisin Vegas, Heather Collins.
Wait, if I have 200,000 followers and I'm getting 30,000 views per video, what's the percentage of that?
15.
That's 15%?
I think so, because if there's 100,000 and 15
Be 30%.
would be 30%.
Okay, so my views are 30%, but my engagement is only at 1%. So what's 1% then?
You're asking a lot of math right now, and we're
What's 1% of 200,000 though?
2,000.
2,000. Okay, so that actually makes sense because most of my videos are getting like 1,500 or whatever. So that does make sense. Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
So, little fun fact for all those businesses out there looking to hire: do a little homework, a little extra homework next time.
Yeah, because
save some money.
You don't want to spend $60,000 on an influencer when they're not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was great, Heather. Thank you for your insider info right there. We have a guest on today, Miranda Moon. She's going to come on and talk about. You and I do
Edibles.
Yeah. But mushroom edibles are becoming
and I will never
a hot topic.
I will never do that.
We'll see about that. But yeah, Miranda's going to come on. She's going to talk about mushroom edibles and what it does for the body, and we'll take it from there. So we'll be right back with Miranda Moon.
See ya.
Bye. We are back. Hey, Big Head Show. I am fortunate enough to be here with Miranda Moon. Miranda, thank you so much for joining us. I'm digging this outfit you got going on here.
Thank you.
I was telling you earlier, you got like a dark Stevie Nicks thing going on here.
Dark but light, right? Like
Dark
not
but light.
fully emo,
Yeah.
but kind of.
Yeah. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's definitely a vibe.
I've grown into it.
That's good. Get closer to that mic. I don't want to miss a word of this, by the way. Pull a little closer.
There we go.
There it is. There it
Do
is.
some ASMR.
ASMR, that's right. So we're going to get into the hard-hitting questions right off the bat. I hope you're ready for this.
All right. Hit me.
The tattoo that you saw of mine. Thoughts? Should I get an inner forearm tattoo?
I mean, honestly, I think
Because we're a split vote right now. She said no. He said yes. I'm saying yes, but my vote doesn't count.
of that exact
Not the design,
imagery?
but in the vicinity.
Location.
Yes.
Is this your first tattoo ever?
I have a small tattoo on my chest, but it's very small. This would be the most significant tattoo. that I have.
Okay.
And let me preface, it's a midlife crisis tattoo. I just turned 40. So I'm thinking like, listen, I'm 40. I'm never going to have a 9-to-5 job where I need to hide tattoos. This is my business. I want to be an entrepreneur the rest of my life.
Mhm.
So I'm okay with having a tattoo that shows now at this point in my life. So anyways, that's the intro to that. So your decision, please.
So what was the argument against the tattoo?
It's pretty out of character for me. I'm pretty kind of clean cut, kind of, always the nice, smiling, funny guy. Sometimes a little wild, but
Okay.
it doesn't fit my vibe. But I'm kind of getting into that vibe now, especially hanging out with our boy Devin, my trainer.
Right. I was gonna say, is our homie doing this for you?
Yeah, Justin.
Justin's doing it. Okay.
Justin,
I was like, I feel like Justin's doing it. Justin has done literally like 80% of the tattoos on my body.
What's his last name? Justin.
Hendrick.
Justin Hendrick.
Yeah. Shout out Justin Hendrick.
Hey, Justin. He is one of the most well-known, most talented tattoo artists I've seen.
He's super good.
Ever. He's incredible.
And he's fast.
Yeah.
And he can do portraits really fast. Which
Mhm.
most tattoo artists take forever and they charge you like crazy amounts. He's not cheap.
Yeah.
But like you can get into some like astronomical.
You just got a tattoo from him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Like I just completed or almost completed. I still have to go back and get maybe like 5 or 6 more hours of work
Mhm.
done on this leg. I'm all the way from my foot all the way up to here.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's pretty legit now.
So decision, yes, no on the tattoo?
I mean, I say yes. I think if it is a way for you to fully express who you actually are,
Mm.
and maybe this straight edge version of Andrew is just somebody that you've been trying to be to suit everybody else. Maybe the tattoo symbolizes your new era of actually being Andrew. Yeah.
Ryan, what do you think about that answer?
Deep.
Deep. That was deep. I'd like it. I dig that. All right. Well, it's official then. 2-1. Sorry, Heather. We're doing the tattoo. Now I just got to figure out what I'm doing, but we'll save that for a different episode.
The art is what matters.
The art is what matters. That's so funny.
Don't just go get a crappy tattoo.
No generic Chinese symbol tattoo. I want something significant to me. So Miranda, thank you for being here. Before we get into what you do and why I asked you to come on, I want to learn a little bit more about you. So are you born and raised in Vegas, or where are you from?
No, I'm actually from Ohio originally.
Ohio.
Yeah. I grew up in a very tiny podunk little town called Bloomville, Ohio.
Mhm.
And like I think it has less than 900 people now living there.
Wow.
Um
Do you ever go back?
I rarely go back. Ever since my grandma passed away, there's no reason for me to return to that town. Um, my parents live in a neighboring town called New Washington.
Okay.
It's about 20 minutes away, and small farm town. So it's just very slow paced, small minded kind of.
Your family, are your parents farmers?
My stepdad is.
Mm.
I mean, I grew up showing cows at the fair. We had chickens, but I didn't really mess with the chickens. I kind of let them do their thing. It was not part of my deal.
Sure.
But I fucked with the cows, and my dad he lived on a farm as a farm hand.
Okay.
So that's kind of how we got introduced to that. He has background in dairy farming. We had horses, goats, like all kinds of animals
Sure.
at my dad's house.
Okay.
Mhm.
So then how did you go from scooping up manure and fucking with the cows to being here in Vegas? Or actually, there's a landing spot before Vegas. How did you get there?
Yeah. So I left Ohio at 19.
Okay.
And I joined the Marine Corps randomly as hell, honestly, because I'd never given it a thought prior to that point in time. Um, Left, joined the Marine Corps, spent 4 years out in California around San Diego, Oceanside area, and then spent 8 years there in total. And then just came out to Vegas 3 years ago.
How was the Marine Corps?
It was an interesting experience. I'm actually very grateful for the experience, but while I was experiencing it, I was not so grateful.
How long were you in there for?
4 years.
What did you do when you were in the Corps?
Yeah, I was a diesel mechanic.
Diesel mechanic.
Diesel mechanic.
So you just got your hands dirty and did all that?
More than my hands. Every day I would have to come home and wash my arms with Dawn dish soap
Really?
because the oil was all the way up to the cap of my sleeve, just black. It was a very dirty job, very stressful and hard job.
Were you a bad kid growing up?
I just don't like following the rules. Especially rules that I feel like don't need following.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, if I can challenge something, I will.
Okay.
Mhm.
Fair enough. So had a little stint in the Marine Corps and then eventually came out to Vegas.
Yeah.
Good. And how long you been out here for?
3 years. So it'll be 3 years in July.
Nice.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
I love it. I prefer Vegas over anywhere else that I've lived.
Why?
And I just think I am more drawn to a bit of a fast-paced society and also being able to remove myself from that with not having to like travel hours and hours and hours. Like for instance, I go to these hot springs out near Tacoma and it only takes me like an hour or so to get there. And it's just I just love how accessible everything is within Vegas.
Right.
There's always something happening. Nothing ever really closes. Everybody's very open-minded, entrepreneurial mindset. Everybody's here because they want to have a good time. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, you know? And then
We all.
it just aligns with my business and what I'm doing and my personality, I feel. And like I could literally go and wear like giant pink fuzzy boots on the strip and people would love it and not think it's like a weird thing.
You'd fit right in.
I'd fit right in.
Absolutely.
I do that in Ohio. Oh, I'm getting like tomatoes thrown at me. Like I don't it's not gonna go over well. You know what I mean? So I feel more accepted here.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good. So speaking on the entrepreneurial type of mindset that's here in Vegas, you kind of have a little bit of an entrepreneurial mindset yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah. I actually haven't worked for anybody since I got out of the military.
Good for you.
Yeah. It
So
burned me up.
what are you doing now?
I have a few things going. And mainly, I do a health coaching offering service
Mhm.
called Functional Diagnostics Nutrition. And basically, what that means is I assess people's lab tests. So it could be like a mucosal barrier assessment, like a gastrointestinal assessment, like stool test, urine analysis, saliva tests for hormones, all that jazz. I won't get too far into the weeds of that. My job and the service that I provide are for those people that go to their doctor and they're casted away and almost made to feel stupid because they're coming to their doctor with symptoms, or maybe they were Googling on their own to try to figure out what their condition was going on. And they're told that, stop Googling, like stop, don't discredit my
Right.
degree, right? With your Google search. Well, it's like, don't confuse my 10 years of living with this condition with your like just a few minutes learning about it. You know
Who's
what
your
I mean?
demographic? Is it male, or men,
Both.
women,
Both.
older, younger?
So yeah, so like anybody really from like age 25 to like 65 are
Really?
people that I work with. I'll go outside of those ranges, but that's typically the people that are struggling the most with some kind of like autoimmune condition or inflammatory condition.
Tell me about the microdosing company that you're partnering with, right?
Yeah, so actually I no longer partner with the one that I originally created.
Okay.
So I originally created a brand called Microbloom with my business partner out in California, and that's basically what made us move out here was we were going to expand Microbloom. And I just wanted to find a legal version of what we were already doing. And I wanted to have something that was easier to take, traveled better, and like I said, legal. So I just kind of went off on my own venture and let him take over Microbloom so that I could create my brand Funky Fungus.
So Funky Fungus it's a edible mushroom, or
I'm so sorry.
how do you describe
I
it?
just like, I feel like I assume that everybody knows what it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so Funky Fungus is a gummy.
Okay.
Yeah. And we infuse the mushroom extract into that gummy to elicit a psychoactive effect if you are taking more than half of a gummy.
Okay.
Half of a gummy is considered a microdose, where you won't feel any type of visual alteration or audio alteration. You'll just feel like a slight cognitive change.
Is it legal here in Nevada?
Yeah.
It is.
It's legal in all 50 states, and we could ship it anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. So Funky Fungus is a brand that's mission is to simply get people out of their depressive state, get them out of their repeated negative thought loops, and help them start to create more and to feel more whole again, start to feel like they're more connected with people, with music, with nature, whatever it may be.
Compared to cannabis edibles that I do every weekend, and I've never done these Funky Fungus mushrooms edibles before, but what would I expect differently between taking my normal 10 milligram edible compared to how strong is yours, or what dosage is yours?
Yeah, so each gummy contains about 350 milligrams equivalent to psilocybin. So if you were to take 3 gummies, it would be about a little over a gram of mushrooms, dried mushrooms.
Okay.
Though there is no actual psilocybin or psilocin in our product. We remove it completely.
Mhm.
And we just leave the rest of the tryptamines. Psilocybin and psilocin are just tryptamines, but there are other ones. So we just kind of leave all of the rest and remove what is illegal.
So what would I feel differently compared to what I'm taking an edible? What would I feel if I was taking a mushroom instead?
Yeah, so mushrooms are more psychedelic,
Okay.
and weed or cannabis is more of like a head and body high. If you take I would compare like a full pack of Funky Fungus gummies, like 10 gummies, to about, I don't know, maybe like 50 milligrams of cannabis.
Okay.
If you're not like adapted to it. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Because some people could take like crazy amounts, right? So you're going to have like a legit effect, right? You're not going to want to drive.
Right.
And the changes that you will feel are psychoactive changes. So you'll start to see alterations in patterns and colors. Things will look more vibrant. If you're looking at plants or in nature, it'll look like things are breathing and moving when they're not. Um, my product doesn't really trigger hallucinations in any way, though I haven't administered a dose so high that would create that reaction. You know what I mean? Like I've only done at most 7 grams of my product,
Okay.
but you can take, as much as you want pretty
Yeah.
much. But yeah,
You haven't tested that
we
yet.
haven't tested those waters.
What
People won't.
when I take an edible, cannabis edible, I'm knocked out for the night. Like I'm not moving. Maybe I'm picking out on some. I get munchies. Maybe. When during the day would I take one of your Funky Fungus edibles? Would it be something that I take in like in the morning and I kind of coast through the day, or is it something again where I take it at night? I'm not going anywhere at night, and I'm just passing out in the next 2 hours or so.
Yeah, so it depends on what your intended use is. So if you are going into it wanting just to be more productive, more focused, more creative, and you're trying to go into like a work day, then you would take half of a gummy.
Okay.
Anytime else, like I say, if you're trying to actually have a trip and you're trying to elicit a psychoactive response, then you're going to want to do that. You can actually do that anytime if you wanted. I just wouldn't plan on driving anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you're going to do it during the day, it's like say you're going on a hike, get to where you're going, have a ride home, and then just do it once you get there because the gummies that I have actually have a rapid onset of the effects. Whereas, like, if you were to take dry, raw mushrooms, it would take you anywhere between like 45 minutes to an hour and a half for it to hit fully. Whereas mine hit between 15 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, really fast.
And how long does it last for?
Yeah, so compared to regular mushrooms, that experience is anywhere between 5 to 6 hours. Mine is about 3 to 4 hours, which is nice because then it's more manageable. You can get to sleep on time. if you want to just go out for like a few drinks for friends, but you don't feel like drinking and you'd rather do the mushrooms instead, it's a great substitute.
You don't drink at all, right?
I don't drink at all anymore.
Yeah. You just do mushrooms and edibles.
Yeah, like shrooms and weed, pretty
That's
much.
it.
Yeah, that's the
That's
extent of it.
that's your only vice. Good for you.
Yeah.
I like that you brought up the mental side of health, like the mental health. How does this help? Dive into that a little bit more of how it helps people who maybe want to improve their mental state or their mental health by taking these mushrooms.
Yeah, so there's actually a lot of scientific data that's coming out, and I think that's why we're leaning towards the direction of legalizing psilocybin because we've realized that it's actually not a it should never be a schedule 1 substance number 1. It doesn't fit the category. It doesn't harm anybody. Like you can
What does that mean?
schedule 1.
Yeah.
Basically it means that it's a potential for abuse and
Okay.
addiction. And there is no potential for abuse or addiction for mushrooms. Actually, like if you give anybody 10 grams of mushrooms, they're not going to want to do that again for a while.
Really?
They've gotten what they wanted from it. You know what I mean? So there's no addictive tendencies to mushrooms. Honestly, it's quite the opposite effect. You start to lose them, you start to use them less and less as you use them more and more. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I was saying about the scientific data, there is evidence that supports the growth of dendritic synapses and the synaptogenesis. So basically, in non-nerdy terms,
Break this down for me, like
yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
podcast host who has no idea what you're talking about.
yeah. So imagine an individual that's got like a one-track mind.
Okay.
They think what they think. They're super stubborn. They don't think of any other opposing perspectives to their current beliefs.
Mm.
You give them a dose of mushrooms. The mushrooms can disrupt the default mode network, which is basically like regions of the brain that control rumination, thought patterns, and basically like selective thinking. So when it disrupts that network, and creates the new dendrites and the synapses on the cells between neurons. Now we can create new neural pathways in the brain. Now we can create new ways of thinking. This is why a lot of people that end up taking mushrooms have like ego dissolution or they have like a come to Jesus moment and now they're thinking completely differently. They view the world so differently now. That is exactly why, because of his capability to basically rewire your brain.
Has it since you've started taking it, has it rewired your brain? Has it changed the way you viewed?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I think I had my ego death before I even joined the Marine Corps.
What is an ego death?
An ego death is basically like stepping away from being so self-centered. Like, a lot of people lead their lives with their ego, which is essentially like I said, yeah, like being self-centered and thinking about yourself first, not putting yourself in other people's positions, not viewing other things from other perspectives. So when your ego kind of dissolves, you become more of like a grounded, centered person, and you're not so reactive. You're not thinking of yourself in every situation. You're considerate of other people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you get the munchies with taking your mushrooms?
No,
No.
not really, though you can eat. So, because like some compounds will make you not want to eat food.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think if you take like MDMA, it'll make like food taste really nasty and stale. Um, And I'm sure there's a few others, but, like, it won't make you excessively hungry or less, it'll be about the same.
And this also has been known to help people with depression and mental illness, right?
Yeah, so, like, backtracking to what I was saying about the thought loops, a lot of the reason why people deal with anxiety and depression is because they're stuck on a thought loop. If they have, like, trauma and PTSD, it's because they can't view that, circumstance or that event in any different way than what they're viewing it now, so that's why they constantly relive it,
Okay.
and that's why they're stuck in that depression. That's why, like, a lot of people can get pretty profound results, in regards to, like, depression, PTSD, and whatever, just with one dose because of that shift that it makes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Where do you get? I've been to a few dispensaries. I don't know if I've ever seen mushrooms available for sale. Are they at dispensaries, or where do you get these mushroom edibles
Yeah,
or gummies?
so since the cannabis industry is so like under a microscope
Right.
and they've got all these kinds of regulations, it's hard to get mushroom products into a cannabis dispensary. but they are in smoke shops.
Okay.
And we will be putting our product in smoke shops pretty soon. It'll probably be more of like the high end ones, just because the other products that they are putting in the smoke shops are a little bit lower quality, and it just wouldn't make sense to put mine next to.
You don't want to be bunched with those losers.
Yeah, not with those lames.
Fuck those guys. Do they come in any other type of edible forms, like chocolates or brownies or something, or is this just in gummy forms?
Yeah, they can. There's a lot of products out there. Honestly, I think mushroom edibles started out with being chocolates
Yeah.
for the most part, because there is some evidence that supports the cacao kind of complementing the psilocybin in that.
Mhm.
But I don't think that the storage of the chocolates is ideal. So I don't think I'm ever even going to create chocolates
Yeah.
unless I can find a way to like kind of make it like an M&M or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think that's logical to me anyway.
When you start selling more to the public, are you just going to be in Nevada, or are you going to be in other states as well? Even though it's legal in other states, are you going to be in other states?
Yeah, so we're gonna be targeting Colorado, California, and Nevada first.
Love it.
And then we're just kind of gonna expand outwards from the West Coast.
What about the brand right now? Where can we get Funky Fungus? If I wanted Funky Fungus today, where would I go to get it?
You would have to message our chat on Telegram.
Okay.
Which is Funky Fungus.
Funky Fungus, of course.
I'd actually have to double check what the Telegram name is. I think that's what it is. But we're working on getting the payment processing back up.
Good.
Because I ran into a little bit of issues.
Yeah, what's the deal with payment processing? Because it's pretty much cash only, I would assume, right? Or
It's difficult. It's
Yeah.
difficult to get approved because at the end, just like the same issues that the cannabis industry ran into, the mushroom industry is running into. So they approved me and then they kind of backtracked a little bit. So I have to get this whole process of getting approved with all these forms and whatnot. But it will happen.
Where do you see? I love the mindset. I love the positivity.
We will get it done.
That's right. Where do you see let's just talk in general, let's lump cannabis and mushrooms together. Where do you see it going in the near future, far future? Obviously, it's expanding. People are making money. More and more people are accepting it. What do you think next 5-10 years it's going to be like?
Yeah, I think within 5 years, it will boom to a place where it's going to be kind of unavoidable.
Yeah.
Like you said, I can't find it in the cannabis stores right now, but you will in 5 years, 100%. I think it's going to be integrated within the lounges. I think a big part of like the beverages and the mocktails that you see at bars and stuff, I think they're going to start incorporating infusions of mushrooms.
Are they doing that yet or not yet?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't even really looked, honestly. I think I should start because I don't drink.
Yeah.
And it would be cool to like have a mushroom cocktail, you know what I mean? Whether it's functional or psychedelic.
Sure.
You know, it would be cool to have that as an option. So I definitely think it'll start with the lounges, like the consumption lounges here in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
There's a few. But in 10 years, I feel like it might, I don't know, maybe it'll get overtaken by the medical industry. Who knows? Because they're opportunists, right? They're always trying to
Sure.
find a way to suppress certain medicines if they can't capitalize on it.
Profit
And
on.
I think part of the acceptance or the push for legalization has a lot to do with the fact that they might see an in for profiting off of mushrooms.
There's too much money in this industry
Mhm.
to avoid a scenario like that. So I agree with you. I think it's absolutely going to be something like that.
Yeah.
Miranda, where can people find more about you?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook.
What's your name on all of them?
Yeah, it's Miranda Luna.
How do you spell Miranda, by the way? Because I spell Miranda M-I-R, but you
Like Mara. Maranda.
Miranda.
And then Luna, Lunaa.
I still don't believe that your last name is Moon. There's
It's
no way.
Moon. They called me Luna in the military. That's why my name is that way. On
Did they really?
Instagram. Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Miranda Moon, thank you so much for coming in. That was awesome. Check out Funky Fungus and check out more episodes of the Hey Big Head Show every week, every Tuesday on heybighead.com. And we will see you then. Brian, I'm playing the outro right now. Don't yell at me. There it is. There it comes. Thanks, guys. Nicely done.
Okay.
That was great.